This is the strongest ever altcoin buy signal that's flashing right now. The last time we saw a signal nearly as strong as this, altcoins exploded towards the upside within just a couple of days. Not only that, but Bitcoin has just printed a pattern that is identical to what happened after the COVID crash just before the last bull market caused a mass explosion towards the upside. This is an incredibly important video that's very time sensitive. Hit the like button and let's get into today's video. Now guys, before we go and look into this June chart, which is showing something incredibly exciting, and you're like, oh, well, how exciting is it? Well, it's this exciting because it happens at the start of a bull market. We need to look at the Bitcoin chart. And you're like, oh, I've already looked at the Bitcoin chart. I don't want to look at it again. Guys, just be patient. This is incredibly important because the pattern that's showing right now was literally identical to one that we saw just after the COVID crash. Why am I talking about that? Well, because this was the Japanese financial crash that lasted all of one day. Obviously, there's people saying that it's going to happen again, but you know, all in good time. Well, look at this channel here, right? This we can see is the top and the bottom, and we're looking at the 50% range. That's our clear indicator of what we should be paying attention to. And you can see that we have kind of broken down below it, and now we're trying to push back above it. If we're pushing back above this, which is around $60,800, which is about $600 above where we are right now, then things are going to look rosy once more. But is this push from that crisis to the dump to then that carries on that's very key. Because look, this was the COVID crash that happened back in 2020. You can see it crashes down. Price then sort of starts to recover, looking pretty strongly, and then suddenly we see another big crash. This crash, many at the time were anticipating was just going to see Bitcoin roll over again and put in new lows. And then following that, it basically went on to print into the bull market. Now, this is an incredibly long time. We haven't got that much time now because we've seen the halving earlier on this year, and now we're pushing towards rate cuts, liquidity cycle pumps, you name it. But you often hear in bull markets people being like, well, this time is different. This time actually is different, okay? It actually is. Why? Because Bitcoin has been sitting around all-time highs for a very long time, whereas the total market cap of crypto, minus Bitcoin and ETH, is still sat down here at like this $577 billion level, which is like 50% of previous all-time highs. This is incredibly exciting, and that is what this June chart is showing us. What is this June chart all about? Well, it comes from CryptoKoryo, who you can give a follow to over on Twitter. Got some pretty decent content. And he's basically made this altcoin buy signal chart. And you'll see this grey line is Bitcoin, and the yellow line is altcoins. Now at the top you can see a red line, and at the bottom we can see the green line. The red line is buy a house. It's when it's top of the bull market, take your money out, go and buy a house with it. The green line is when you should be selling your house to buy crypto. Now, obviously, that is not financial advice. Don't do that. That's really silly, okay? Personally, what I would recommend if you need to sell something is go and eBay things, okay? Make some cash, and then you can buy your altcoins if you so wish, of course. So what we can see is crazy right now is that the green altcoin line is the lowest it's ever been since this chart came around. And this chart goes all the way back to 2019. You can see that the last time, on January the 11th, was when we were down at these levels. January the 11th, 2021. And I'll show you in just a minute what this means for us. Because right now, we're all the way down below the sell your house level, starting to show a bit of an emergence towards the upside. And if we go back on this chart to January the 11th, 2021, then you're going to see something incredibly interesting. We sit in this area here. And what's significant about this area here? Well, as you can see, it's down an area around 50% down on the previous all-time highs from the total market cap of crypto minus Bitcoin and ETH. Let's do the same and come down, and we can see that we are down around 49, nearly 50%. That's a very telling sign for us of what's going to happen next. Why? Well, because look at this chart. Within like a week or two, you can see up and down, up and down, up and down, and suddenly, all of a sudden, the altcoin market cap from that date, around the 11th of January, explodes up 134%. Within just about 3 or 4 weeks, it goes up 140%. If you see that happen across altcoins, you're going to see aggressive growth in a lot of different altcoins. 370% just in May. Okay, this was in January, and in May, which is 4 or 5 months later, the whole market cap of crypto had gone up 4.5x. Absolutely bonkers, okay? This is a very exciting time in the altcoin market. You probably don't feel like that because altcoin sentiment is awful. And why is it? Well, because altcoins like Ethereum is been absolutely pounded towards the downside. But you can see it bouncing in this zone here. Solana has remained relatively strong, but people have just completely switched off from altcoins. Everyone is just talking about meme coins because nothing else is really moving. And it's this that indicates to us that the altcoins are making for a very reasonable investment opportunity right now, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I personally am looking at crypto right now, and I've been taking a bit of my Bitcoin out, and I've been moving it into different altcoins. And why have I been doing that? Well, because Bitcoin is sitting, whilst it's down from previous all-time highs, it's down 18%. Whereas whatever altcoin you want to choose, this one, for example, Prime, a coin that we've been talking about recently, down 72%. Phala network from recent swing highs is down around 65-66%. And from the previous bull market, you can see it's all the way down here, like 91% down. And you can see that these coins are so suppressed in value right now that as soon as they're given a sniff of opportunity, they're starting to rally towards the upside. We saw Bitcoin looking quite strong after the recent dip around the 5th of August. Now we've seen Phala up 47%. This is just one of many, many examples, okay? Palm AI also showing strength in the recent weeks. We've seen ICP significantly sold off all the way down here, then starts to show strength. Kaspa dumped really aggressively the other day on that bad news. Since that dump has started to recover, up around 30-31%. And this is all telling us that while the Bitcoin dominance continues to slowly rise and rise and rise, eventually it's going to hit a top. When this hits the top, and you're going to see it crash towards the downside. This is evident in pretty much every other chart you're looking at. Look, this is Ethereum versus BTC. It's going towards the downside, but it's hitting this buy zone area here. This buy zone area here is previous resistance for the Ethereum versus Bitcoin price. Right now, I see a smarter move for me personally to be moving from Bitcoin into the altcoins. I'm not saying that we're going to run into a full-blown altcoin season just yet, but I actually don't think it's so far away as many are saying. I think that many of the altcoins you're holding right now, you're probably perfectly positioned. So remain calm. Who knows what happens in the coming days? Okay, we can see some shakeouts again, but don't get shaken out. Right now, we've heard of these like news that's trying to shake people out of the markets. We saw this thing going on with Japan. There was the next financial crisis. It all blew away within like 24 hours. Absolutely crazy to see. And yes, it's still causing problems. People are also saying that, oh, well, what happens if Nvidia and AI doesn't do so well? Well, you know, Wall Street were already anticipating that the Nvidia earnings were going to be sky high, and they were actually even higher than anticipated. Okay, Nvidia making AI chips had a revenue of $30 billion, which outperformed previously anticipated ideas about the revenue by about $2 billion. This is up 112% in terms of revenue on last year. The markets are absolutely booming right now. The only things that we're waiting to see, and it's happening on the 6th of September, 6th of September, we're going to see jobless claims in the US. Jobless claims in the US, if they're slightly higher than anticipated, it already pretty much seals the deals for rate cuts that are going to come mid-month. But many are already anticipating rate cuts. Maybe we see a shaky September for Bitcoin and altcoins. So what I'm saying, every single time that we get a dip, if we're so lucky to get a dip in altcoins through September, we're going to see one of the most disgustingly bullish looking ends of September into October that you've ever seen in crypto. And because it's been so suppressed and so painful, it's going to be so outrageously good, I think many are not expecting it. And one thing that I reckon is worth looking into, things that have been undervalued, that people aren't really paying attention to. Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum has been horrible. People are like losing faith in Ethereum all over the shop. And yes, you've got Solana coming in, stripping volume, etc. You've got Tron coming in, doing similar things. Guys, Ethereum, pretty undervalued in my opinion. Coins that tend to do really well in bull markets are ones that everyone's like neglecting and thinks are shit at the start, okay? So don't look too far away from your Ethereums. Don't be disheartened if it hasn't really been performing that well. More recently, we've seen a lot of downside action from Tron. I made a call in the Moon House, which is linked down below if you want to check that out, just a few days ago, saying that Tron was looking very undervalued because of all this drama that's been happening with the CEO getting arrested in France. Bad news, around early times of bull markets are good opportunities for buying, in my personal opinion. Okay, Tron, very exciting ecosystem. It's the blockchain of Telegram. Now, today was basically a short video. It's just keep you in the mindset. Keep you ready for what is happening in crypto. Around these times, towards the end of the shakeout, so when people tend to make some silly mistakes, where they just think it's all over and they give up. This isn't what we should be doing right now. Have faith in the coins that you've been buying into. Now, one thing I want to talk about, a lot of people have been asking me about day trading and how to do trading. Day trading is extremely difficult and challenging to learn, but ultimately can be very profitable if you find the right community and support to help you to trade. Now, what we've done in partnership with CoinW is set up this Telegram group where you can go and access for absolutely free this Telegram group where you can work with different experts who are sharing their different trading setups, as well as answering your questions and helping you to day trade. There's multiple crypto trading experts who are full-time traders employed by CoinW to help you to trade and to help you find profitable positions. I've seen people talking about the success rate they've had from following these trades. So if you want trading signals on a daily basis, then you need to gain access to this group. You can see there's swing trading signals, there's day trading signals, there's also like exclusive offers available, there's a chat where you can ask different questions and link up with other members of the trading community, and even access some trading education. Now obviously this group is provided to you by CoinW, and if you want to gain access to it, then you simply need to sign up to my CoinW link down below in the description, where you can deposit money, and then you can use this to follow the trades over on Telegram. Now you can simply deposit like 50 or 100 bucks and follow along with these trades through CoinW. Also, if you can go through that link down below, you'll also be able to access the $50,000 prize pool and the 5,000 Ondo airdrop, which is also awaiting people who sign up through that link. Now, once you've signed up, you will receive an email from the team inviting you into the Telegram group. I'll let them know to be aware that we're going to get a lot of signups today. There's already a lot of people over there who've been making money day trading. So guys, if you want to join them, hit that link down below for CoinW. Hopefully you enjoyed today's quick update. Not too long to wait for the next big moves in crypto. You've been really patient and you've been working hard through the summer, and it's going to pay off more than I think you realize. Hit that like button, guys, and I will see you tomorrow in another video. Bye-bye.